All right, what's going on, everybody? I'm Blitz5 and hope you guys are doing well. And I'm really excited to be recording this video and sharing it with you guys. Some of my first gameplay on the map Taego. Huge shout out to PUBG Andy and QBZ. We squatted up to do some 3-man squads today, and it was a lot of fun. We had a blast, even though it was hard out there. We were playing PC with a controller, all three of us, which I'll definitely talk about in a little bit here. And the games were tough, but we had such a great time. There's a lot of great players out there, streamers that we saw in the kill feed. So it was just no joke. And it totally makes sense because all those players are hardcore and they're going to be on the PTS early in the morning. But eventually we got our feet wet. We started getting some kills and we had a good time, but we did not end up with a winner chicken dinner. Spoiler alert. But this was a fun match and we got to try a little bit of everything. We did the comeback BR, so you're going to see that in a little bit here, and we can talk about everything in the video. So really want to share with you guys our first impressions because we were talking about everything together. What is on the map, what's featured on the map, the new guns, what's up with the airplanes, gliders, C4, self AED, the self-res, is there anything secret on the map, the locations, all of that stuff I'm going to share with you guys in this video. So if you're interested in that, please stick around and also consider dropping a like. And also, if you're one of the 70% of people that has not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. It really does help us out. And I'm getting close to 10,000 subs, which is a big goal of mine. So thank you guys. And right here, what happened, was really happy. I got a kill with the AK there, stoked to get a kill with a controller. And then QBZ accidentally shot me in the back with the sniper rifle. Something jumped up and bit me there. And I got knocked. And unfortunately, I'm going to get thirsted here. But luckily, QBZ does take this guy out. And one of the benefits here on the new map is that if you die in phase 1 and someone on your team is still alive, you will go to the comeback battle royale, PUBG's version of the Gulag. And this is really interesting. So I'm not going to talk too much about this. I'm going to make a separate video about it because there's a lot of different details. But just know that yes, if you die before the phase 1 circle closes, which on this match, the phase 1 seems to be a lot longer on this map, you will have this happen. So QB's driving right here, and you can see me and PUBG Andy are dead. And it says the comeback arena will begin shortly. So then you get a loading screen. You're going to load into this area of the map. You just spawn in, no gear, nothing at all. And then you have to survive for 5 minutes. I think the exact time is 4 minutes and 38 seconds. You're going to see in 5 seconds when it ticks off. So this counter goes down and then you just have to survive. This is basically a mini battle royale version of the game. You don't know how many people are here. I can see where my teammate is, PUBG Andy. There's no backpacks, and you just have to take whatever you can. And if you survive, you can bring this back into the battlegrounds with you. So I got a helmet, a vest, an ump, the new gun, the MK12, which is the new 5.56 DMR. And then really, you're going to see me loot, run around. I say hi to Andy, and then I just hide. So that's one of the flaws right now is that you can just hide the entire time, not really do anything. And then after the 3 minutes is up, you just go back into the game. You actually don't even have to kill anybody. But I really feel like there's a lot of criticism around that, but I really feel like why this isn't perfect and this mode probably needs to be tweaked a little bit. I feel like the concept of this is great because you want to give everybody a chance to get back into the game, not just the hardcore shooters. You know, a lot of different people play this game. It is a survival game. So I feel like this kind of is the essence of PUBG, that you do what you can to survive, whether you're going to run and gun, whether you're going to camp it out, whatever you're doing, as long as you survive for the next 5 minutes, you can get back into the game. And that's what we did. So I'm just going to run around here because we only did this a few times. I was definitely going to camp my ass off and get back in that game and try to win a match for me, QBZ, and Andy. And that's what we did. And really, we didn't have the opportunity to do this a whole lot because we'd get like insta thirsted, or a whole team would get wiped off the bat, or sometimes the phase 1 circle would close, then you would die and you would almost think you were still in phase 1, but you weren't. And then you were actually dead forever. So it's really only those beginning moments where if you die, you'll make it back in. But on this map, it's actually kind of interesting because the first circle is really small. So phase 1 seemed like it was longer than almost any other map in the game. So it was kind of dragged a little bit. It was a little slow, but you know, who knows if that stuff is going to change in the future. But the first circle is definitely a little weird and it's a lot smaller, it seemed like. And then you're going to see we're still pretty early into the game. There's only 27 players alive. And I don't think, it seems like the players that are alive still doesn't change with the players in the comeback BR. So I might have said that in a confusing way, but when you're alive in comeback BR, you still count as a player on the map, if that makes sense. So if there's 27 players, that's including players in the comeback BR. You don't like reappear as an extra person alive when you get back to the battlegrounds, if that makes sense. So here we are dropping back into this compound. QBZ's nearby, and we're going to get into another skirmish. And I just want to kind of talk about why we're playing controller with PC before we talk about the map. And that's because I didn't grow up playing mouse and keyboard. A lot of people give you kind of crap for playing controller on PC, but I don't really care what people think about that. It's a lot easier for me to play with controller because that's what I'm used to. Even though you're at a big disadvantage, the recoil is double that of console. So your muscle memory is totally off when you try to spray people. But really, because I'm so inefficient with the keyboard, I basically can't even really move around, and there's no way I'm going to get a kill. I mean, I can probably shoot somebody, but if they're moving well at all or close range, it's not going to happen. So the controller gives me an opportunity to actually win a fight or clutch a moment. And if I was doing this with mouse and keyboard, this would not happen. That I'm able to kill these two guys and save the day for the team, which was nice. So it was finally, it just takes a little while to get used to playing with it on PC. So while this happens, let's talk about the map. So the map is amazing. If you're going off of looks alone, the map is a 10 out of 10. There are some things that probably don't look amazing because they're trying to make the performance better for PCs and for console. But overall, like the palette of the map, the colors, the vibe, it looks really, really awesome. It's like has this 80s vibe, which they were going for. Seems like you're on Erangel sometimes. Sometimes it seems like you're in East Asia or like Sanak, and it has all those great vibes, and it's really, really cool. It's clear. I don't think there's any weather settings right now, so it's very easy to see people off in the distance. But the grass and stuff like that is pretty high, so in certain situations like that, it can be very difficult to see people. And really, those people that were wearing like white or really crazy outfits actually did stand out more in the grass. So it might be something you guys want to consider, that wearing those crazy outfits really do make you stand out a little bit more. But you're going to see here, we're going to be moving into this field. And this area of the map just looked really cool. I love the trees, a lot of rocks, a lot of dips. So there's a lot of good cover. And this map is definitely shows that PUBG has gotten better at making maps over time. I mean, I think Erangel and the first maps will always be our favorite, but I think they've gotten better at designing the maps, the lighting, cover, and stuff like that, and thinking about all that stuff. So that is awesome. Also, what I mentioned, a few things. There's no gliders on the map. There's no C4, allegedly, but we did find one in a crate, but there's no C4 in the map, so I'm kind of bummed about that. I'm not sure why there's no gliders. And I didn't see anything about it in the patch notes or any leaks, but I was hoping that the pictures of the airport with the airplanes, that we would be able to fly those, and we cannot. So the only thing that I would say is a bummer is that there's no new like surprise feature on the map. There's no bridge that opens and closes. I thought maybe that was going to be a thing. There is a bridge that's under construction that you can drive over and launch over, and we did that. I'll try to share some footage. That was a lot of fun, but I didn't see any secret underground areas. There's no ferry. There's no like new movement type thing or new spot or, you know, like a helicopter that goes across the map or a train. And I know those things have been kind of unsuccessful for a lot of the player base for PUBG. People don't really use them, but I'm a huge fan of it. So I always look for something like that. And I flew under the map in replay mode to see if there was any secret spots, and there wasn't, but the locations are incredible. So without that, you know, we have the studio location, which has almost got this like Dinoland vibe. It doesn't look like it would fit on the battlegrounds. There's like a Hollywood studio going on. There's green screens. There's this awesome like lava area. One of the main areas you guys got to go is the studio, 100%. The airport is really cool. My personal favorite, other than studio, was the fishing camp area. That was a really unique location. Kind of had like a fishing pier area like you sometimes see on the edges of Sanak, but this was way more detailed, and you could kind of maneuver in the water really well and from little hut to little hut. And I think that was one of my favorite areas to go because it was just so unique. We also had a great fight in one of the cities that was really urban, kind of reminded us of Pachinki, but it was so urban, so many areas, and not being used to FPP, it was very chaotic and hard to find where people were shooting from because once they peek, shoot, and hide, you have no idea where it's coming from at all. In TPP, you know, you can kind of look around the corners and see a little bit better. So that was kind of hard. And then we also landed at the town, I forget what name it is, that has the waterfall. You can't get into the waterfall, anything like that. But that area, the design is amazing. Hearing the waterfall sounds great and that kind of stuff. I guess the waterfall is probably the only thing that's new to this that I haven't seen on another map. Is they're actually running water. There's actually running water, excuse me. You can hear it and adds a cool gameplay element. And then, oh wow, before the game ends, I should also mention, guys are probably screaming, what about the AED, the self-revive? So many people were coming to the stream talking about it. We actually played for 6 hours, not in game for 6 hours, but we streamed for 6 hours together. And QBZ found one self-res, the self-AED, and we didn't find any. So QBZ died with it. I picked it up. And when I got knocked, I actually got insta-killed. I killed myself because I was cooking a nade to throw it. The nade landed on me. But as soon as I got knocked, it gives you the option to res yourself. It takes about 10 seconds. Then you're alive with no health. So then you need to do a first aid or a medkit on top of that. So essentially, it's going to take you 18, 20 seconds just to get back to full health. So I feel like that's pretty balanced there. It's not so bad. And people were saying that they felt like it was okay. But really, I don't love the idea of self-res. And to me, I feel like the comeback BR is probably something that I think is cool for this map only. And I like the way that they implemented it. So right there, got a knock, was trying to get QBZ, almost did it, but it didn't come down. And that guy ended up taking me out. I was so close to getting QBZ back up. And we ended up in third. Like I said, we did not get any chicken dinners. We had a couple of second places and third places. But just really tough games out there. But really, the map was so much fun that it didn't really get in the way. And we really enjoyed it. And yeah, overall, I would say I would give this map like an 8 out of 10, 8.5, 9 out of 10, somewhere in that range. I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10 because I was hoping for something like the airplanes or something secretive like that. And, 10 out of 10 is for something that's just perfect. But this map is just right below that. And I think that if you enjoy the big maps, you're definitely going to enjoy this. I mean, I can't say definitely because I don't know you, but I think you guys will enjoy this. And I feel like there's enough new content in here that it really freshens up the game. Sometimes an update happens and it doesn't feel that fresh. There's enough places to explore that it's just really exciting. And I'm already looking forward to this on console where I can really take advantage of playing with controller and enjoy it, go for the chicken dinners and play a little bit better. So I think that covers everything for now. Look out for more videos on my channel. I'll do some stuff with the Survivor Pass and also with the Gulag, and we'll talk about all that stuff going forward. So as always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.